it's pretty hard to ignore, all the stuff that's been happening in the markets these days.
Yeah.
Like seeing the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq, they both went into correction territory earlier this month.
Right.
And you look at investors and how they're feeling, it kind of paints a clear picture, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you look at this recent survey. It was from the American Association of Individual Investors. It was in March, and it showed something like 60% of investors, U.S. investors, I should say, are actually bearish on the market.
Wow.
They think that, over the next 6 months, things are going to be negative.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big jump from what we saw just a few months ago. Back in November, it was only around 28%.
Yeah, that is a pretty steep drop.
It is. It's enough to make anyone nervous about their investments.
Oh, for sure. I mean, when you see those kinds of swings in the market and that kind of a shift in just overall sentiment, it's understandable that creates concern.
Right.
For sure.
And that's kind of what we wanted to dig into with you today. We want to take a look at it from the perspective of someone who's seen, he's seen a lot. He's 94 years old.
Right.
Warren Buffett.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely seen some ups and downs.
Yes, he's seen some things.
He has.
So we want to kind of get into his core advice for how to navigate periods like this where things are declining.
Okay. Yeah.
And we're going to focus specifically on some insights that he shared back during the Great Recession in 2008.
Okay.
He had this article in the New York Times. Do you remember that?
I do. Yeah, that was a really insightful piece.
Yeah, so I think focusing on, what Buffett was saying during a major downturn like 2008 is especially valuable now.
Totally agree.
Just because he's got, this incredible history in the markets, his approach has been so consistent.
Right.
It kind of gives us a framework for how to think about reacting or maybe not reacting when things feel a little uncertain.
Yeah, absolutely. His perspective is invaluable.
So one of Buffett's most quoted principles,
yeah,
and it feels especially relevant now given all this bearish sentiment that we were just talking about,
right,
is that he says, be fearful when others are greedy and be greedy when others are fearful.
Right.
So, we're seeing all these investors who are expressing negativity about the market right now.
Right.
How should we be thinking about that advice? How does that play into what we're seeing?
Well, I think what's really interesting about that statement is the implied psychology, right?
Okay.
When you see a lot of people who are fearful, what it often means is they're selling.
Okay.
And that selling can really drive prices down, even for investments that are fundamentally really sound, right?
Mm-hmm.
So their fear, it can create this sort of disconnect between the actual value of a company and the price of its stock.
Right.
So for an investor who can maintain a more rational, long-term perspective,
right,
this widespread fear, it can actually be a really good opportunity.
Right.
It's a chance to buy these quality assets, but at a discount, right, because the prices have been driven down artificially. So it's about thinking differently from the crowd.
Okay, so it seems like while everyone's instinct might be to kind of pull back when the market's dropping like it is now, Buffett actually sees those falling prices as, maybe even a positive.
Yeah.
And he had this famous quote. He said, bad news is an investor's best friend.
Right.
It lets you buy a slice of America's future at a marked down price.
Yeah.
Why does he frame it like that? What does that mean?
Well, if we look at how Buffett approaches investing, he sees buying stocks as owning a piece of a business, right?
Okay.
He's not looking at ticker symbols. He's evaluating the actual companies themselves, the management, their long-term prospects.
Right.
So when the market goes down, it's kind of like all these businesses are suddenly on sale.
Right.
And the truth is, the core value of a strong company, that doesn't just vanish overnight just because the market's going through a rough patch, right?
Right.
So for someone like him who's got a long-term view, those lower prices, they're a chance to buy ownership in valuable businesses, but at a better price.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like, if you have this really well-run local business and you've always admired it.
Right.
And then suddenly, their valuation drops for some reason, it's temporary.
Yeah.
If you had the money, that's a good time to invest.
Exactly.
And when you look back at market downturns, historically, it seems like people who had that kind of long-term view, they often end up being rewarded for it.
They do. The historical data really backs that up.
Yeah.
So let's take, for example, someone who invested in an S&P 500 index fund.
Okay.
Now, for anyone who doesn't know, an S&P 500 index fund, it's basically a way to invest in the performance of 500 of the largest companies in the U.S.
Okay.
And let's say they invested in January of 2008.
Okay.
Now, that was, a around the beginning of the Great Recession.
Right.
It was a really unsettling time for a lot of people. Of course, initially that investment would have gone down in value, which would have been pretty scary.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was a time when a lot of people were feeling anxious about their portfolio.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing. If that investor had just held on, didn't sell, just held on for 10 years,
Okay.
by January 2018, their investment would have almost doubled in value,
Wow.
even after going through a major economic crisis.
Wow. Nearly doubled in a decade, even starting at a time when a recession was beginning.
Yeah,
That shows the power of, sticking with it.
it really does. And it gets even more interesting.
Okay.
People who didn't just hold on, but they actually kept investing all through the recession, maybe they were regularly putting money into their accounts.
Right.
They saw even bigger gains.
Really?
From January 2009 to January 2018.
Okay.
The S&P 500 went up by 196%.
Wow.
So that's a huge example of how consistent investing, even when things look really bad,
Right.
can lead to big returns in the long run.
196% increase. That's incredible.
It is.
That really just drives home the point that even though it can be hard psychologically,
Oh, for sure.
sticking with it
Yeah.
or even buying more during these downturns
Right.
can lead to a much better outcome in the long run.
Exactly. And you know what it highlights?
It's that.
This idea that our emotional reactions, they often lead to missed opportunities.
Okay.
Selling low and buying high, that's a classic mistake.
Right.
Driven by fear, and it's something that Buffett always advises against.
Right.
So now let's think about someone who was a little more cautious. They waited for things to feel safer.
Okay.
Let's say an investor who waited until January 2014.
Okay.
By then, the S&P 500 had recovered, and it had even reached new all-time highs.
Right.
It probably felt like a much safer time to get into the market.
Yeah, the immediate fear had subsided.
Right.
Things seemed to be on more solid ground.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But here's the interesting thing. Even though it felt like a safer time to buy,
Mm-hmm.
the returns for that investor who bought in January 2014,
Okay.
they would have been around 45% by 2018.
All right.
Still a positive return,
Right.
but way lower than what people got who invested earlier during the uncertain times when everyone was fearful.
So waiting for that clear sign, waiting for the market to fully recover,
Yeah,
actually meant missing out on a lot of the potential gains.
it did, yeah.
That really brings Buffett's idea to life, right?
It does. It really does.
This be greedy when others are fearful.
Yeah.
Really makes sense.
It emphasizes this idea that you got to be consistent with your investing.
Right.
It's more important than trying to time the market perfectly.
Right.
And I know it might not feel good when the market keeps going down after you buy something.
Right.
You see your portfolio drop.
Yeah. No one likes to see that.
No one does. But historically, like we've been talking about, staying invested during those times, that's what pays off over the long term as the market recovers.
It's definitely a challenge to stay the course when things are so uncertain.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It takes discipline,
A lot of discipline.
You really have to believe in the long-term picture.
You do, and that's where I think another piece of advice from Buffett's 2008 article is really helpful.
Okay.
He specifically said, don't try to predict when the market will recover.
No.
He said, I can't predict the short-term movements of the stock market. What is likely, however, is that the market will move higher, perhaps substantially so, well before either sentiment or the economy turns up.
Right.
So if you wait for the robins, spring will be over.
That's a really great way to put it. If you wait for the robins, spring will be over.
Yeah.
It really shows you the danger of waiting for everything to be perfect before you take action.
Yeah, you could miss the boat entirely.
Yeah, if you're waiting for all the signs to be positive,
Exactly.
you might miss out.
By the time everyone feels confident that the market's turned around and you see all the signs of a recovery, like the robins of good economic news,
Right.
the market might have already gone way up, and those discounts, those lower prices, they're gone.
They're gone.
It's really hard to time the bottom of the market perfectly.
Yeah.
Even for people who've been doing this for a long time,
Right.
Buffett's message is always the same. Focus on the long term.
Right.
Don't get caught up in the ups and downs.
Right. So as we kind of wrap things up here,
Yeah.
and you're thinking about everything that's happening in the market now,
Right.
maybe you're feeling a little bit of that bearish sentiment yourself.
Yeah.
What's the key message from Buffett's perspective that we should take away from all of this?
I think the main thing is these times when the market's going down, even though they can be scary in the short term.
Right.
Historically, they've been great opportunities for building long-term wealth.
Okay.
And this goes back to Buffett's main principle, right?
Right.
Trying to be greedy when others are fearful.
Right.
If you look at what's happened in the past, people who kept investing or even invested more during those hard times, they usually saw the biggest gains when things recovered.
It's a good way to look at it. It's a good way to reframe how you think about these downturns.
You know, instead of seeing just the negative side,
Yeah.
the price is going down,
Yeah.
you can think about it as a potential for growth.
Exactly.
So as we all navigate the market right now, think about this. What slices of America's future, to use Buffett's words, are available at a discount right now?
Yeah.
And how could taking that long-term perspective, maybe even going against that feeling of fear that everyone has,
Right.
how could that benefit you down the road?
Yeah. It's definitely something to think about.
Thanks for being here. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk about all of this with me.
My pleasure anytime.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for our deep dive today. Thanks for listening.